themselves on this. Now for IG, I expect to see them pivot with their jungle pick. The Volibear was something that I was just hitting on a second ago. Gives you the early game pressure, gives you the skirmishing ability there. Now for IG, I was kind of expecting to see the Rise still come through once again, but Yuekai, I think, has had some really good performances on the Ahri lately.
Yeah, I like this Ahri for Yuekai. I feel like Yuekai has been a player that has shown he's willing to make plays. That was what was lacking for a lot of the mid lane for IG across this split. And then towards the end, once we got off of the Corki Victor meta, I feel like Yuekai's really come into his own. Like in the Ahri, Angel gets to go for the Twisted Fate. And the thing about that is, when you look at Weibo's games, this Twisted Fate is banned against them in 2/3 of every single game they've played so far this split. It's almost always banned against them, and Angel gets it once more. He can set up Huanfeng. You could play weak side for TheShy, or with counter pick, maybe we get a matchup for TheShy where Angel has 2 lanes through which he can play.
I think one thing the kind of through line of what you're hitting on, right, is that with SofM's playstyle, not only is Angel a great TF, but it just allows him to kind of make up for the pressure that we don't see come from the jungle role. So it's serving them quite well. IG, of course, is going to ban out supports. The Tahm Kench and the Thresh are the 2 that jump to my mind in terms of where Weibo would want to look. On also is a bit of a Rakan aficionado and pretty much picks it regardless of his AD carry pick or the bot lane matchup, so that one wouldn't surprise me too much. But I think a Threshman would make a lot of sense here.
Yeah, certainly could. Would remove it from on that comfort, as you're saying. The greedy thought from IG would be, well, we kind of want the Thresh of this Aphelios, but I don't think it makes it through this next round of picks. But then again, things like Leona have been something On likes to go towards. I remember On's Alistair's not too bad either. We'll see where On's likely to go. Rakan was banned last time around, so that's another option for Weibo.
And it's kind of funny that, you know, talking about the support pool, because I feel like Tahm Kench is one of the only things we haven't really seen on perform too well on, so him pulling that ban is nice. And getting a different flavor here, the Renata coming out in bot side, despite not really seeing the support matchup yet. I mean, I'd kind of even like to see IG go towards that Thresh pick themselves. Blitzcrank would be fine too.
Oh,
Point
do
is,
it. Please
hook
do it.
champions. Hook champions against Renata. I like them so much. Sure, she's good against all in, but a lot of that comes online once you are past the level 6 mark. You are very vulnerable in early laning phase because of your long cooldowns.
Yeah, and it's a totally different flavor from On as well, right? Not a player that's known well for his enchanters, realistically speaking, much more known for the Thresh and for the hard engaged supports, but it doesn't look like it. Again, it looks like it is just going to be stock and standard here from IG, but Leona certainly ticks a lot of boxes, a lot of hard engage alongside that Volibear to be able to set up for these carries for IG.
Yeah, and I'm actually more curious now to see where TheShy goes because, oh, whoa, that is a big pivot coming from IG, actually. I'm very curious to see how this goes in terms of the bot lane matchup. I don't expect too much action to happen in it. Later on in the game, though, the Volibear zooming with the Yuumi. But now over to the side of Weibo, right? I feel like you were talking about the TF can enable a carry coming out from the Shine top side, but it feels like, once again, it'd be really nice to see them come out with some engage, come out with a way to force a fight onto IG when they do have that Jayce coming on the opposing side, and they are going to pick up some engage. TheShy going to show his stuff on a different flavor of tank, going with the Malphite.
Weird draft, honestly, coming through with the Malphite locked in for TheShy. We've got a Yuumi for Kurt as well. I'm kind of disappointed for Kurt. I hope that's his call, saying I want to play Yuumi, because otherwise it's like, you know, play one game on the stage, relegated to Yuumi duty. It's not a good feeling. But I will say this feels like a good Yuumi game, right? Because the issue with Yuumi is the laning phase can quite often feel pretty weak, but against Renata Jinx, I mean, you don't have a lot of pressure to worry about.
Yeah, I feel like the spot lane matchup will just be a lot of farming coming out from both sides. For Weibo, there is some potential opportunity to influence this matchup, but the fact that they do have that Twisted Fate in mid lane, you know, roam first, try and set up, a dive if SofM as well is willing to roam down there for V2. For the side of Weibo, I feel like you do have options in terms of ganks. You have the Volibear this time around. You can look mid. You can look top very early on, pre-6, before that Malphite has a chance to be an annoyance in terms of just knocking you up. You have turret aggro. He's able to take you down, so top side of the map early, pivot into mid. And then, again, we know in mid-game that Yuumi is such an annoying champion to deal with. She will be able to enable this Volibear pick to just be such a nuisance.
Going to work out. I'm keeping my eyes on Shun. As you say, early game proactivity is ticket here for Shun. The question is, what happens around those objectives? Because we've seen Shun on this Volibear recently. You know, in the laning phase, he was able to make things happen. This specific combo, the Yuekai going for a flash charm followed up by Shun, we've seen them pull this off. We've seen them find early kills. But then when it came to neutral objectives, the coordination wasn't there, and Shun was getting caught out of position. We need to see that tightened up by IG. And hopefully, we'll get to see a bit more of a convincing performance from IG when Shun's on a jungler where he can actually play the proactive style that we saw from him in game number 1 on a jungler that can't really pull it off.
Yeah, on a champion where now, I mean, he creates his own agency, right? He's not relying on, he could flash forward, go with the Q, point and click CC, lock someone down. And for IG, again, I really want to see towards the top side, not only in terms of like either lane, but your top side 3v3 is incredibly strong. Maybe try and set up a gank mid with Yuekai early on, burn Angel's flash, start playing around the top side. They should be able to pick up something like the first Herald for the amount of prio that they will be able to have in that top lane. Where for Weibo, I feel like the story is kind of similar to game 1, where we don't need to see too much in the first few levels. Post 6, it'll be nice to see Angel start utilizing that destiny towards the bottom side. And then later on in the game, once again, you have such a massive front line in TheShy. You have a bruiser in the jungle, and then you have a ton of DPS coming out from your AD carries, so your 5v5s will still be really strong.
Could be, as on this bottom side, similar for Shun, but he starts his chickens, so can find a way into one of these lanes on the bottom side before moving up towards that lane. And again, I am really curious where Shun will be game, and he's going to try and be proactive because we talked about the flash gank in the mid lane with Yuekai being able to go for a charm as well. Angel certainly a player that's pretty good at dealing with those kinds of situations, as Yuekai gets a good trading off. But it looks like Shun going to go for a full clear here, going for his crux into his red, and then likely to path up towards that top side.
Yeah, and you know, Shun on the aggressive picks. I remember this is something that Ox was saying on the last hit, is Shun's the kind of jungler you'd want if you're, you know, one of the teams at the bottom of the table, because he does have a bit of variance in terms of his gameplay. Like, he's willing to flip games, but because of that, he is able to pick up games against teams that IG really have no reason to beat. So it feels like, once again, going to kind of reaching into that pocket to do what they did the other week, where they beat Top Esports. They took down a team who, I think at the time, Top Esports were on a 7-series win streak. So definitely not out of the realm of possibility for IG to be able to pull this out off of this early game aggression. And talking about aggression, look at the minimap now. Having prio in pretty much all 3 lanes, but especially up towards that top side was what we really expected. They spot out SofM on his red buff, and just all the options in the world for Shun.
And I want to add another sort of string to IG's bow here, because Weibo game number 2 when they've won the Weibo game number 2s have been happy games across the course of this split. Even when they were on their big win streak, a lot of their series sort of needlessly went to 3 games. That's very possible that it'll happen here today as well. But SofM gets spotted on a ward as he moves towards the crab. Shun is here. Moves over as well. SofM moving all the way around here, but no prio mid.
Ooh.
Good shot from Yuekai as well. Great damage onto Angel. SofM, I don't think you can contest this one, buddy, but he's going to try anyway, or at least he's going to move into the jungle. Does he want a 1v1 right here? I'm not so sure. Shun going to start off his Gromp. Ward comes in from SofM. He has no priority in his lanes, and now Yuekai is moving over. SofM being so aggressive, but he just goes on to Yuekai instead. Trading aggressively here. Bit of damage onto SofM. Nothing comes of it in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Yuekai probably looking for a reset anyway, has the TP available. Even SofM doesn't have any camps up. The only thing he'd be looking for is that bot side scuttle right now. And kind of panning over the top side, TheShy come out with some really good trades where, you know, even talking about top lane, like we said, one of the stories coming of the day, right, is TheShy against his former team. Kind of sad he hasn't gone into a very aggressive matchup. Is Shun probably not going to be able to find anything. Angel showing good respect, but I feel like Zika having a really good split so far. There have been some downs, but overall, especially his aggression, his presence in lane, has been just a welcome surprise to the LPL overall of having another standout top laner.
Yeah, I feel like he did much better earlier on in the split, right? And now that people have a bit more footage to study, but a little bit more towards the side. But back on your point of TheShy versus Salty, I feel like we always set these kinds of narratives up, and basically no teams in the old. I'm not sure FPL players believe in old teams and things like this, because every single time we try and set this kind of stuff up, even TheShy isn't playing a crazy matchup. He's not going crazy. He's not trying to dominate his own team. He's just trying to play for standings, and as he should, realistically speaking. We're right around the corner from playoffs. He needs seeding. This is an important series for Weibo, so we always talk about this stuff, and it's fun to discuss the idea, but at the same time, I totally understand why Weibo are playing it safe and playing much more correct.
Yeah, and Weibo right now tied with a plethora of teams on 10 wins. If they pick up this win here today, something me and you were talking about during break, is, you know, they will be tied with TS. And as long as they're able to win 3 games out of these 2 series that they have left to play, so they've already won 1, they just need to, if they can finish this out with a 2-0 and at least pick 1 game up in their next series, that they will be able to guarantee that they at least finish over top esports, who also are already done with their schedule. So really critical for them to take every game as serious as possible.
Yes, SofM once again trying to invade this top side. He's really keen to get involved, but it's not going to happen. Shun spots him on a Rare's Bloom from himself as SofM gets a bit of vision. We're 6 minutes into this one, and literally nothing happening so far. But Zika could be in trouble. SofM trying to make it happen. Great flash, though. TheShy's ulti is dodged.
Still, though, this sets up a repeat place to be able to come out. SofM!
Flash available
Not
for
cut
SofM.
out.
He's going to be okay. He'll be fine. Wasn't shopping. Good stuff.
You know, I just wanted to get excited at the potential action, but more potential action, Munch.
Potential action. Wild cards come on through. That's a third of someone's health bar. That's the most damage we've seen all game.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
Oh, my
He
days.
heals it up. He heals it up.
What a treat. What an absolute treat. Here we go. Destiny at the top side. Zika's in trouble. There is no damage from these 2 players, but I think it might still just be enough. The autos are there. And, well, there's no real response from IG, so nicely done by Weibo. We finally get a kill.
Yeah, I mean, again, the fact that use the ultimate to get Zika's flash in that previous play sets up for an easy repeat game to come from the side of Weibo. IG going to transition to finding some pressure on this mid lane turret, even picking up a plate. Really nice for them. Oh, wow!
Actually, a flash forward from Shun. SofM was so desperate to get the cannon, and he gets away with it. He's going to be rubbing his hands with glee off the back of that play. Nicely done. Wink now being aggressive in the bottom side? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why we went to the bottom lane. I thought action was going on.
I just want to know what Shun saw. Like, what... I really don't know where he thought the damage would come from for him to be able to flash. Heck, even SofM, right, having his ultimate, having his flash available, would definitely be able to get away. They'd already picked up the plate goal, but hey, you know what? It had a bit of pizzazz. And especially when me and you are together, right? That's where Mojo came from. Mojo came from a Lunchables cast.
I think we inspire them. I think the players see casting on the English today, and they're like, you know what? Time to flash for a kill that just ain't happening. That's the way we're gonna play this one. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm struggling to even convince myself on this one, but I have to say, I'm not sure that this is the game I would be using to try and sell Mojo right now.
No,
I've been trying to be the purveyor of Mojo on Twitter for this entire split, and you really have to pick your games, because I feel like I overcommit to Mojo too much. Bit of a battle in the top lane. TheShy trying to finish the kill. Won't be able to do so, though. Oh, Zika, you're in trouble. SofM's finished the blue buff. And this top jungle has been SofM's all game long. There's the ult coming on through. And an easy finish off. TheShy even getting his assist and getting some solo time on the tower.
Yeah, I mean, already kind of taking this Jayce out of the game, getting a ton of gold on the top side duo. IG... looks like they're trying to answer this bottom half of the map, respecting a little bit from the fact that On and Huanfeng aren't showing in lane, but still should be able to take this one. And
just realized something. Nothing was happening. We started talking about Mojo. Suddenly things are now happening. Now, I'm not saying that it's more than a coincidence, but I am saying it's absolutely more than a coincidence. Say Mojo 3 times into the mirror, some spooky lady will appear back. No, wait, no, that's Bloody Mary. Different thing, different thing.
You know what's kind of tragic? Oh, wait, ult comes out? Okay, that was tragic.
Is it Kuzzle? Yeah.
is that me and you at the start of Split did the Mojometer, and we haven't revisited that. And this is our last cast of the regular season together.
Well, I'm willing to discuss because I'm getting the impression we've got time to have a little chat. I mean, V5. I feel like they're the kings of Mojo right now. They are.
Hung was my '1 on the Mojometer, but kind of feels like that is he's still up there for sure. But I agree, V5 have to be #1.
V5, Tezza up there. I feel like it's gonna be a weird one. I don't think I've ever referred to this. JDG.
Yeah,
Pretty Mojorific right now.
JDG, last time I checked, lead kills at 15 in the lead.
Like, they're loving it. They're really loving it. I've got my eyes on Yagao, especially. That guy, he's willing to make plays. I feel like he's growing a lot as a player. Or across the course of the last few years. I feel like every split, we see him more willing to try and be the big carry. He was always so much more reserved than Knight. Like, when you think 2020, Yagao versus Knight was like the big playmaker versus the safe, stable mid laner.
Except on LeBlanc and Zoe.
To change.
Yeah, I definitely agree, right? But looks like once again, Munch. I think it's some action. The engage comes through.
On in trouble. SofM over the wall here. There just isn't any damage to finish the Renata. Big damage coming out as SofM jumped upon but flashed away. Gold card onto Shunt. There's no damage on either team. The health bar's low, and finally it's a 1-for-1. Both junglers fall. And I don't know. I feel like they were all just hitting each other for so long and nothing was happening.
And I mean, you look at both sides, right? I mean, in the mid-jungle support combo of Weibo, I feel like a lot of your damage at this point in time is coming out from SofM's Viego. On IG side, it's going to be Yuekai Ahri, but yeah, not a ton else there other than, you know, setup and CC coming through from both other parties.
Outplays as well. Twisted Fate, not exactly known for his tower plate taking potential, but off the back of the plays, Angel finding his windows here. TheShy, now he is known for his tower plate taking potential. He's already got 3 for himself up in this top side. This has not been a game for Zika at all. Down against the mouth.
Yeah, and I mean, right, TheShy is just going to bring so much more value in terms of the 5v5 than Zika will be, so I feel like it's very crucial that TheShy is able to once again find this advantage up in the top lane matchup, and that gold still pretty much even. Weibo actually have a 2k gold lead, and when we talk about Weibo's comp needing to be just, you know, even going into mid game where they'll start to feel pretty good, this is huge for them.
The mid lane, but the great job, the follow-up is there. SofM struck by lightning. Now Herald in the mid lane as well. That'll be 4 plates taken in the mid lane. Yuekai getting half of those last couple as well. Nicely done here. Great punch coming out from IG. It feels like SofM has been so greedy this game. It feels good to finally see that punished, honestly.
And especially it being punished where we hit on for IG. We knew it would come down from the mid jungle. Even the flash stun coming out from Shun after Yuekai sits up with the charm. Everything, it's just kind of hitting home the way it should. We're going to see how it happens once again. SofM just running through. I mean, gives Yuekai the easiest charm of his life. Shun flashing forward to follow up to make sure that they're able to burst him out before Angel's able to get here, and they do that now. Looks like IG going to commit some members up towards top side to make sure Zika doesn't go down. Look at the minimap. And Shun are both here.
Yeah, TheShy does have his ulti though, so this is the thing about Malphite. He's one of these champions that's so difficult to get, right? If he just saves his ulti, has so much distance on it, you can get away from most plays, so very difficult to make that play happen. It's only an answer, right? If TheShy goes aggressive, then they can punish him. If not, very difficult to find an opportunity. Once again, we're on basically the same scoreline that we were on game number 1 as well, as we head towards the mid-game. But we've got to look at Angel in this mid lane, right? 1-0-1 so far, has had a good game for himself, but I want to see more out of the Destiny. I want to see him start to impact the rest of the match.
So I feel like the thing for Angel, right, is he would be looking for these repeat ganks on top side, but this is why IG have committed to keeping Shun and Ka both kind of constantly hovering up there, because they know that's where he wants to be looking with how low turret is, with there being a squishy Jayce on the opposite side. So it kind of only opens up plays in bot, but Wink has played pretty respectfully. You've seen him pretty much only catching waves under his turret, so not too many opportunities available with the way that IG have adapted their playstyle.
SofM right next to this Drake play, not going for a cross-map play, instead wants to contest, but it's not going to happen. Has the ulti to try and escape if he needs to. Oh, it didn't hit anyone. Oh, the timing was perfect. Now Destiny towards. Oh! Oh, it doesn't hit. Oh, man. I thought that was going to be the accidental cross-map genius play from Huanfeng. It was a split second too late. I'm heartbroken. Huanfeng just can't catch a break this series, man.
He can. It was so close. But hey, on a positive side, we were just sitting on how Angels wanted to make this play towards top side, but IG been covering. IG go down towards the bottom side for Dragon, and it finally gives the window for Angel to make a play with that Destiny. IG, at the very least, are sitting on 2 Dragons, so one more, they'll be on Silk Point. Gonna be Hex Tech, so, you know, gonna be some good value coming out from that Drake. And now for Weibo, you can start pivoting down to enabling your bottom lane duo, committing the Shy down here once his ultimate's up, bring the Destiny, and having these multi-man plays, which is where Weibo's comp is strong. But we're gonna see here, hits no one, a bit tragic, and the tragedy again, Munch.
Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I feel like I got really excited for nothing happening there, but man, it was so close and yet so far. Huanfeng, both games now being so close to these insane plays, just being robbed by Destiny. Ironically, since that's on your team with a Twisted Fate in the mid lane.
I gotta say, Munch, if you weren't getting excited for nothing, you would probably be terrible at your job. So we love it for you that you're getting excited for nothing.
I appreciate that. A little patronized, but I'll take it as a compliment. Yeah, well, Angels moved out to the bottom side.
I'm just saying, I need it to be like 2020 when people thought we hated each other.
Yeah. I found, like, so for context for everyone, I remember, like, 2020 was the first split me and Lyric were both casting LPL, and we're trying to have banter, and our banter is pretty harsh between each other. Is TheShy gonna receive some harsh banter from IG? Just gets absolutely rinsed. I'm just gonna continue with the story since there's nothing more to add. We would like kind of roast each other a little bit on cast, and we contradict each other, and we thought it was funny. We were having a great time. People on Reddit did not agree. Stopwatch comes out from Angel. Wink is just on. Wait, Kurt's gonna die. He gets executed. Wait, what is? Wait, who got executed? Oh, the minions finished the tower. Oh, the overlay confused me so much. I thought Kurt had been executed by the tower for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Wait. Yeah. Oh, I think they're screwed. They're screwed, Munch.
Well, Destiny was just used to get to the tier 2. Zap is going to go. Wait, no. Destiny now uses. Oh, wait. Angel TP to get in range for Destiny. That's cracked. And now Wink will fall. There's 2 for Huanfeng. Angel, that was the most 5-head play I've ever seen. The TP to get in Destiny range.
Yeah, I mean, great play coming up from Angel. I was going to say that was such a massive win for IG, considering they not only found a pick on top side, also got tier 1 in bot, and then forcing Angel back. But nice response play coming out from Weibo. IG will still pick up this Herald. And heck, they've already gotten all 3 outer turrets down, so hopefully able to find some value, maybe breaking down mid. They can start playing around these side lanes in the Ahri and the Jayce, start using the aggressive pushing power of the Volibear. And I really want to see them aggressively push into Weibo's jungle to start finding these kills. Is we're going to see here that Yuekai, his TP getting canceled by SofM when he was trying to cover his bot side.
Yeah, so I think we should take a second here, Lyric, and have a bit of a recap of what on earth has happened in this game, because I feel like we've been in the rabbit hole and back out again. And right now it's a 2,000 gold lead for Weibo, but 2 towers down as well. Look at this dive in the bottom side. I mean, I like the attempt.
Ooh, yeah, also really close. Almost having to go down. They had to burn the heal, but forcing Angel to flash, you know, huge for them. And now we're getting really close to Dragon coming up. This is where I finally want to start seeing the Shy group with the team. We actually haven't seen Weibo's composition grouped up quite yet, which, you know, is the whole reason you're drafting this tank up in the top side. For IG, I feel like you just probably commit to mid early on, try and get in river first, start getting some of this poke down with your Jayce, and then force enemy team to walk into you. Is, man, Huanfeng already taking a massive hit from Zika.
Well, you said you wanted some poke down from the Jayce. There you have it. There's half of Huanfeng's health gone. Huanfeng got 2 items, as is Angel. We're starting to spike across the board here for Weibo. 2 items on the Shy as well. Herald's just going to be slammed in the mid lane. A lot of damage already done to it. If they can prop the eye and give it a smite, that Herald goes down. Bit of damage onto the Shy, but realistically, not much going to come of that one. He is damn tanky. You wanted them to group. Well, they have absolutely grouped. We've got an ARAM going on.
Yeah, and, oh, IG flashing in!
Yeah, the flash toward TheShy. The target has to try and escape with his life, but he will be able to do so. Calibrum not going to hit him. He survives. Everyone alive from Weibo, but low health bars should mean IG can get the Drake.
I just love how IG gives them no time to react. Typically in that sequence, you would think is Wink. Not going to be able to find it, okay? Nope, still nothing. But typically in that exchange, right, you would expect for IG to be the team that would take it a little bit slower in terms of just keep hammering home those accelerated shot glass, throwing out Yuekai's Qs, like just getting as much damage off as possible before Weibo can walk in. But they say screw that, and they just go in themselves, really giving no time for Weibo to react.
Oh, Wink is in trouble once again. Name a more iconic play than Wink getting caught out farming in the mid lane. He's down once more. And guess what? Baron's on the map. Everyone from Weibo is here. Angel is actually resetting, but does have Destiny if he needs it. Like, Weibo can just go for Baron. This is difficult.
Yeah, we're going to see them go for it. They even still have turn potential as well, considering TheShy didn't have to burn his ultimate to find that pick onto Wing. And looks like they're going to do that. They're looking for the turn.
Shun moving in. Baron going to be getting low at this point. Angel on the flank here. Doesn't have flash available as SofM tries to get onto Yuekai. It's not going to happen. Shun can't be rooted as he jumps away in bear mode. Stun comes on through. Destiny from Angel behind the play. Great knockup from TheShy. Weibo all over this fight like a rash. Zika the target. Health bar's low, but they can't quite finish anyone off. Oh, Huanfeng, one more also gets the double. Kerr low on HP. Jumps back on the shoulders of Wink, and now one return kill. Kerr grabs that one for himself. It's a 2-for-1. Still advantage for Weibo.
Yeah, Weibo find what they need. Even 3 kills if we include the initial pick onto Wink that set it all up. But still, I mean, they have the gold lead. They have the ability to fight. But the fact that IG are on sole point just puts so much pressure on the side of Weibo. For IG, you can pretty much just kind of like chill a little bit for these next few minutes. But I would still like to see them play a little bit more aggressively, even if they do think they can just wait for the next dragon, considering they have the aggressive tools in the Volibear and the Ahri. We're going to see here in the replay, they were setting up for the turn, SofM going in. Angel coming from the opposite side just gives them such a good angle to play the fight from. He goes in, but look at TheShy. 2 knocked up right away, technically 3, with the Yuumi also being there as well. They find the initial kill. It was almost tragedy again, Munchables. I heard in your voice, you thought he wouldn't be able to pick it up. And then Wink comes in, and they're able to return with TheShy.
Well, the thing is, that was a rapid fire cannon auto. Huanfeng very luckily got his rapid fire cannon up as he needed that last auto attack in. It was very close to tragedy. Yuekai will find a charm here and just one-shots on, or does he? Bailout's in play, but he's not even run out of HP. I can't believe on survived that one. Rocket comes on through as Angel finds a stun onto Shun as well. And disaster comes out for IG as what they thought was a pick is just flipped around on top of them.
Yeah, not able to find it. I mean, you still chunked on very low. You forced 2 ultis out. You got a flash out of that one. I feel like IG were still ultimately the ones to come out ahead in that exchange. But respecting the pressure that Weibo are putting on the map right now, TheShy having already pushed in bot, and Zika has to go down and answer out on that one. And On luckily going to be able to get away. So, you know, Huanfeng not able to finish off kills in that game. A little bit of like retribution of his support being able to survive the same.
Yeah, and once again we kind of return to this lull state, as they would call it over in the LCK. I've not said that phrase in a while. I'm not sure if they even use that phrase anymore, but that feels where we're at. As IG struggle to find a way to find pressure on the map, but Drake coming up in a minute and a half. I feel like that is the ticket for IG. That's the way that they break this game open and find a significant advantage. And Weibo with a twisted fate, realistically, they want to try and find a pick as opposed to an actual fight.
Yeah, it's kind of really interesting in my mind because for Weibo, I think you have more of a team fight composition holistically, just kind of the twisted fate being the one that varies. To where IG, I feel like, are the opposite. You have a lot of pick tools in the Volibear, the Ahri, and the Jayce, but the fact that you have that Aphelios Yuumi kind of signaling you want more of the 5v5. So both comps kind of a bit of a mixed bag.
Yuekai's in trouble here. Stun comes on through. Everfrost is there, but SofM going to commit to the play with his team. Yuekai, a bit more damage onto SofM here. The hook was ever so slightly wide from On. I mean, Weibo now have priority. 45 seconds until that Drake. Weibo with control of the Baron area, but going to go for resets because they know they need to be here on the map when that Drake comes up.
Yeah, and critically, Huanfeng picking up the Bloodthirster. We saw the amount of damage Zika was able to do to him the last time he hit an accelerated shock blast, so we'll be able to farm up and heal through that. Feels like it will be huge. Even just a whole item ahead of Wink on the opposite side. Huanfeng is gonna have to be the difference maker. He is the consistent source of damage for Weibo Gaming.
SofM with a GA as well, so he could be way more aggressive in this next fight. This is surely it. This is surely the big 5v5 we got to see. Shun is the tank for IG, but he ain't that tanky, especially compared with TheShy, who just walks into everyone. I don't know about that one, G. Bailout is there, though. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Both tanks down, but one of them was a jungler. Rocket comes up through SofM, trying to chase here on the Volibear himself. Gold card locked in for Angel. They just back away from this one. Wildcards come out. We reset once more, but it's a smite advantage for Weibo. There shouldn't be any way that IG can get this Drake for themselves. Looking for Angel instead. Drake goes down. Wink flashes away to safety. Yuekai trying to get damage onto Angel, but Bailout keeps him alive for now. Didn't get the assist. He falls anyway. Yuekai now the target. Huanfeng has to back out the bottom side of the fight. SofM now chased. Maybe IG can win the fight despite the lack of Dragon. On dodging, dropping a couple of emotes on his way out as well. But the Gravitum is in place. And now, Charm goes slightly wide. He actually gets out with his life. SofM, is he going to re-engage? Oh my god.
I gotta say, I feel like Weibo are actually pretty lucky with how that fight ended up. Losing TheShy first is massive, but still, Weibo, the team that's able to pick up the Dragon, they deny Soul going over from IG, they buy themselves more time, and going into this, we see TheShy walking up, just kind of hitting wards, allows himself to just take a bunch of damage. He's gonna go down very early on, but Shun in the same position gets knocked up. TheShy actually knocking up 3 people off that one. And this is where I thought Weibo were in a bit of a rough position, considering that their engage is gone. They now have no way of running into IG, and IG can just keep putting off the damage. They have Calibrum on Wink, they have the accelerated shock blast, and this is why Weibo start the Dragon right away. To pull IG in, they're able to find it, they're able to get some damage down, but still at the end of the day, you're kind of running into an Aphelios and a Yuumi, which just has so much sustain, so much range, and IG were kind of able to bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Wink at this point is a living artillery cannon, but it's not going to matter as Weibo get back out onto the map, finish a mid-tier 2 just on tempo alone, and they might be able to do the same in the bottom lane. Oh, sure. Oh, it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. That's the Zhonya's, though, which I'm a little surprised that Cotton with the Zhonya's. Is that a build? Is that something I've just not seen?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that has kind of popped in and out over, I'd say, the past 2 years. We had this sometimes last year is gonna be caged on.
Guys here, remember, Shun has no Zhonya's. He did just use that, but be okay on that one. A third of the cooldown now used as the tier 2s did go down in both the mid and bottom lane. Weibo with a lot of control of the bottom side of the map. But priority in the mid lane means they can start to move back towards this Baron, and it's just darkness here from the side of IG. They have no vision whatsoever.
Yeah, but going back to the Volibear real quick, right? I mean, Zhonya's relatively cheap item. Gives you a good amount of armor. The AP is nice as well for your E. And just having the consistent kind of reuse of the Zhonya's to be able to get more cooldowns off is huge as Shun looks to go in.
TheShy's just TP'd in the middle of everyone, flashes out, has that unstoppable force available if he wants to get back in, as Baron did reset during all of this. IG grouped up, they're trying to force the fight here. In they go with an engage, but it's not really worked out into anything just yet. TheShy waiting for his chance. There's a knockup coming on through. And the Berserk across the team as well. Angel in the backline finishing people off. They have scattered. IG just falling apart before our eyes. Angel with a double kill. And there's one for the Jayce as well. It was secretly SofM all along. Turns into a little kitty and gets a couple of heals out on. Now gets to have a little bit of fun as he chases Shun through the jungle, but doesn't know where he is. So, never mind. Won't have any fun after all, but Weibo will, as they're going to push this one home. 20 seconds on the respawns. That's going to be game.
Yeah, Weibo going to be able to finish one off. Shun is going to be more something to the fodder. I don't know the phrase much. Weibo win.
Yeah, he's going to be just minced up and finished off here. Weibo finished the game. 2-0 over IG, and crucially for them when it comes to playoffs, they can still make it to those top spots.
Yeah, I mean, right, Weibo being another team that's competing for top 2, trying to get a bye straight into double elimination. And kind of thank God the game ended there, because that last fight, so hard to follow. I feel like that's the reason why Weibo won it, because IG's members getting split apart, that kind of composition, doesn't want that. You need the front to back. You want to be able to lay out these accelerated shock blasts, but Weibo found the engage. And, you know, bit of a messier game too, but it still never really felt like the game was out of Weibo's hands, even when IG were the ones with map control pushing forward. And, I mean, overall, SofM, I think, having a much better game this time around. Weibo, I like that they're back to putting TheShy on these tanks. Sure, probably in these specific matchups in terms of the amount of AD and the Jayce pick coming out, but still, I love that TheShy cannot be getting punished like he was in their past few series.
Yeah, it does feel like Weibo have kind of got their serious faces on as they're looking towards playoffs now. And it like feels like they've gone back to what has worked for them in the past. Very slow, safe gameplay. It does give me a couple of concerns going into playoffs, though, that they've basically come to the conclusion that this is the style that they play when this has been the style that Suning has played for years, and it's not really worked out for them historically. Speaking like Worlds, their biggest run, that was when they started to vary their gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, right, I feel like you just have to stabilize going into playoffs. And it is only spring split, right?